Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's flyweight bout between Sijara Eubanks versus Elise Reed. Oh, let me look at it again. Yes, Elise Reed. And let me say her name again right this time, Sijara Eubanks. So Eubanks versus Elise Reed. And how I see this one right here is Sijara Eubanks is returning to the flyweight division versus Elise Reed, who in her prior fight had fought at 115 strawweight, and prior to that for the atomweight, like a lot of fights at atomweight, especially in her amateur career. So a smaller fighter physically. Height wise, they're the same height. Reach wise, Eubanks will have a 5.5 inch reach advantage. Horace, like, well, I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically Eubanks is the bigger fighter. She is the bigger fighter. It might not be vertically, but she's got more on her, like more muscle on her, more mass on her. They'll both probably weigh in at 125, or should weigh in at 125 for a couple seconds on one night before the fight. But when they're in the cage, without a doubt, Eubanks will be the bigger, stronger woman, more technical, better grappler. When I look at Elise Reed, if her striking a little bit better, matter of fact, overall, her overall game was a bit better, or a lot better, to be honest, and she could push at a super high pace, I would have a argument to pick her. But I don't really have an argument to pick her. I feel like Eubanks is the better grappler. She's bigger than her. She's a much better striker than her. At least as far from what I've seen from Elise Reed. And I feel like there could be much better tape out there, but it's not. I can't really see it. But I don't. There's a lot of assumptions with this one, but there are no assumptions in the fact that in her last fight she fought at strawweight. She is smaller, and without a doubt, I feel like Sijara Eubanks is the better grappler, bigger, better grappler, better striker, and that's just it. Like, she's gonna be the undersized woman in this fight. And I feel like Eubanks will be able to use that reach, will be able to outstrike her. You always got to be concerned about Eubanks' cardio, and really the hardest thing to bet on this fight is not who will win. It's about how they will win, whether Eubanks will stop her via strikes or by submission, and whether Eubanks will make weight or not, because she struggled to make weight at 125 plenty of times. Now she's getting another chance to try to make 125. That's really going to be her hardest battle, to make the weight. And if she comes in to make the weight and if she's drained out, then you got an argument for Elise Reed. But outside of that, you don't have no argument for Elise Reed, or at least I don't. And I don't think anyone really can, unless they're really reaching for straws or trained with her and she was in a hyperbolic time chamber and training with Goku or something and made some big leaps in her improvement, or had a time skip arc or something. But other than that, I don't see her really finding any ways to win this fight unless Eubanks loses and not her beating Eubanks. But to come to the conclusion with this one, I think Eubanks will be the striker relatively easily, control position, control the takedown, control the top position. And that's really to see her dominate her or winning and leading all positions in this fight. And I'm going to go with a TKO. I don't think it's going to be a submission. I think it's going to be a TKO. I feel like she's going to be hurt on the feet. It might be go for the submission, but I feel like she's going to stop her via strikes in one. Like, the submission probably will present itself, but I feel like instead of going for the submission, she's going to go finish up with the ground and pound and get the stoppage. Probably hurt on the feet. Elise Reed's probably going to panic grapple or try to just go for something, try to roll for something. And then Eubanks is going to easily stuff it, take her back, flatten her out, and pound her out and get a second round stoppage. So in this one, I have Sijara Eubanks via second round TKO.